You've been told to dream big, to visualize your success, to imagine a life of freedom and abundance, and you have. You've spent countless hours building castles in the sky. You've seen the finish line in your mind. You've held the trophy in your hands. You've heard the sound of the crowd cheering your name. But let me ask you something. When you opened your eyes, was the dream any closer? This video isn't about why goals are more important than dreams. I'm going to say something that might sound harsh, okay? But I need you to hear this. Your dreams don't work unless you do. Let me repeat that. Your dreams don't work unless you do. You see, we live in a culture that glorifies dreams, a society that worships the dreamer. We celebrate people who chase rainbows and live off the grid, who drop out of school to follow their passions and become overnight sensations. And while there's a certain romanticism to these stories, they're not the whole picture. Because what we don't celebrate are the 99% of people who did everything right, put in the work, honed their skills, practiced relentlessly and still failed, or worse, succeeded but not until years of relentless effort. Look at some of the most successful people in the world. Billionaires who have built empires from scratch, athletes who have won championships, artists who have sold millions of records. When we look at their lives, we tend to focus on the end result, the success, the fame, the fortune. But when we do that, we forget the countless hours they spent working towards their dreams. We forget the sacrifices they made, the obstacles they overcame, the setbacks they endured. The truth is that everyone has dreams. Anyone can have dreams. It's easy to sit around and daydream, to imagine yourself living a life of luxury, comfort, and success. But dreams are pointless if that's all they are, just dreams. Dreams are just blueprints. It's a beautiful vision, a potential reality, but it has no power on its own. It's a seed that will never grow unless you plant it. It's a blueprint for a house that will never be built unless you pick up the hammer. We live in a world obsessed with inspiration, but inspiration without action is a form of self-sabotage. It is a fleeting high that leaves you exactly where you started, in the realm of wishes. How many times have you watched an inspiring video or listened to a motivational podcast and felt pumped, excited, ready to conquer the world? But then as the days passed, that initial burst of energy faded away, and you found yourself back in the same spot, doing the same things, avoiding the one thing that could change everything? Think about it. The musician with the perfect melody in their head still has to practice for years to make it real. The entrepreneur with the million-dollar idea still has to face rejection, work long nights, and build their business from the ground up. The athlete with the championship in their heart still has to endure the pain of training every single day. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, if you want to make your dreams a reality, you have to put in the work. You have to show up even when you don't feel like it. You have to keep going even when you face rejection, failure, or self-doubt. That's the only way to turn your potential into reality. I'll tell you something my coach told me. He said, "Son, dreams don't work unless you do." At first, I thought he was being harsh, but he was right. I had spent so much time daydreaming, fantasizing about success, but I wasn't putting in the work. I wasn't showing up every day and putting in the reps. I wasn't sacrificing now for the future me. Let me ask you a question. What are you willing to sacrifice for your dreams? Are you willing to give up the things that are holding you back? Are you willing to face your fears and push through the pain? Or are you just going to give up and settle for a life of mediocrity? You see, dreams don't work unless you do. It's not enough to just want something. You have to go after it with everything you've got. You have to be willing to make sacrifices, to endure hardship, and to put in the work. Let me give you an example. One of my friends, he wanted to become a writer. He spent his whole life dreaming about it, fantasizing about the day when he would become a famous author. But he never took any action. He never wrote a single word. He never shared his story with anyone. He just kept dreaming. One day, he decided to take a different approach. He joined a writing class, met with other writers, shared his work, and got feedback. He read books on writing, attended workshops, and learned from the best. Most importantly, he started writing every single day. He wrote even when he didn't feel inspired, even when he faced rejection, even when he doubted himself. And guess what? His hard work paid off. He published his first book, and it became a bestseller. He went on to publish more books and won several awards. He finally achieved his dream of becoming a writer, but not because he dreamed about it, because he worked for it. Now let's talk about your dreams. What are you dreaming about? What do you want to achieve? And more importantly, what are you doing to make it happen? You see, your dreams don't work unless you do. The universe doesn't respond to wishes. It responds to work. It responds to the brutal, beautiful, messy process of showing up and putting in the time. It responds to the sweat on your brow, the calluses on your hands, the exhaustion that reminds you of how far you've come. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, if you want to make your dreams a reality, you have to be willing to pay the price. You have to be willing to make sacrifices, to endure hardship, and to put in the work. You know, there's a quote that I love. It goes, "If you can dream it, you can achieve it." I used to believe that this was true. All you had to do was dream big and everything would fall into place. But now I see it differently. Yes, dreaming is important. It gives you a vision, a goal to strive for. But it's not enough. You can't just dream about success. You have to work for it. You have to be willing to pay the price. Most people are unwilling to do that. They're not willing to sacrifice, to endure hardship, or to put in the work. And that's why they remain stuck. You see, dreams don't work unless you do. It's not enough to just want something. You have to go after it with everything you've got. You have to be willing to make sacrifices, to push through the pain, and to never give up. I know it's not easy. I know there are times when you feel like giving up, when the obstacles seem too great and the rewards seem too far. But I want you to remember that every great achievement was born twice. First, as a dream in the mind, and second, as a reality forged by effort. The most important birth, the most difficult one, is the second. Every time you look at someone who has achieved something great, remember that they didn't get there by accident. They didn't just stumble upon success. They worked for it. They put in the hours. They made the sacrifices. So, I challenge you. Stop waiting for the stars to align. Stop waiting for a sign. You are the sign. You are the one who has to take that first step, and the next, and the one after that. Your dreams don't work unless you do. So get up and start working. Put your hands on the ground and get to work. Stop waiting for someone to hand you success. Success is not a gift. It's not something you find. It's something you create. It's something you earn. And the only force that can transform your potential into reality is your work. Your dreams are powerful. They are a compass pointing to your true north. But a compass is useless if you refuse to walk. If you refuse to walk, you're not going to get anywhere. If you refuse to work, your dreams will remain just that, dreams. But if you're willing to work, if you're willing to put in the effort, if you're willing to pay the price, then your dreams can become a reality. They can become your new normal. They can become your life. So stop waiting. Start working. Let's go out there and chase our dreams. Not in a delusional sense, but in a practical, realistic way. Let's go out there and make our dreams a reality. Thank you for watching this video. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Have a great day.